Well, hi, my name is Claudia Pomponio, and I'm going to be a first year student here at Fisher or St. John Fisher College this upcoming fall. It's my honor to introduce Fisher alumna Dr. Martha Mutschler-Chu, who is joining me today from the class of 1975. Now, this fall not only marks my first year as a student here at Fisher, but it also marks the 50th anniversary of the first female students enrolled here. I think it's fair to say that a lot has changed in 50 years, not just on campus, but in our society as well. Today, Dr. Mutschler-Chu and I will take a look at Fisher both then and now. So I just want to thank her for joining me today and say that I'm super excited to hear more about her experience. So let's begin.
Okay.
So first off, tell me how you even found St. John Fisher College and what made you interested in applying.
Well, I went to high school at Our Lady of Mercy High School, which is in Rochester, New York. And when Fisher decided to have women go to the college, they naturally sent recruiters to Mercy. And that's where I heard about it. As it happened, my family's house is less than 2 miles away from Fisher.
Wow.
I would, being one of 6 kids that had to go to college, costs were an issue. So I could live at home, work at the school library full-time during the summer and part-time during the school year. So
That's awesome.
there were those types of issues. There were benefits involved.
Wow. And then why don't you give a little insight on what your first year experience was like?
Well, it was fun. Being very, very few of the 13 were interested in science, and I'm a scientist. So I was the only girl in chemistry, one of 2 in calculus. It was interesting. There's, of course, labs and lab teammates and sections in the sciences. So I ended up creating cohorts of friends who worked together on various things such as labs and figuring things out in classes. I
That's
sort of became a big sister to a number of the classmates who would ask me for advice.
So with the few students there, like what did student life really look like?
Well, I lived at home so that I would be commuting back and forth. I'd be on campus for classes, for working, and I would spend my time there at various places doing my work as well, my schoolwork as well. So I was there quite a bit, but not quite as much as those that actually lived in dormitories.
So the classes you took, did you have like a favorite class?
Well, I was a biology major, and so the biology courses were the ones that interested me most, although I was quite fond of organic chemistry and toyed with the idea of switching to a chemistry major, but did not.
Oh, wow.
Working in the library was very useful to me. I worked in periodicals, and back then everything was in paper, nothing was online. So as I would put away the journals, I would scan the tables of contents, see if there was anything that would be interesting to reading later. And that's how I found my career, because
Really?
I'm a plant breeder geneticist. That is a person that uses applied genetics to improve a plant crop. My work is mainly making the plants insect or disease resistance naturally, so you don't have to spray them with chemicals.
Oh, wow.
But plant breeding is not a field that you'd find in a general college. In fact, it's a PhD required field. And so I learned about plant breeding by articles that I read in the journals as I was, I found them as I was away. So I then went on for my master's and PhD, and then became a faculty member at Cornell.
Oh, that's amazing.
In fact, I was a 26-year-old faculty member when I started.
Oh my gosh.
I just about broke the speed limit.
Do you happen to remember the food at all when you were there? I know, because now Fisher is like so known for our food.
Really, to tell you the truth, not really. I can't.
Yeah, no, that's not a problem. All right. Did you ever have like a favorite or memorable faculty member? And if so, why would it be them?
Oh, several, and it was for different fun reasons. I mean, Tom, I think it's last name, Kramer. I hope I'm getting his name right. He was a biology professor who had tarantulas in a terrarium in his office. That was a lot of fun.
Gosh.
Okay, you gotta laugh. Mrs. Root, Root, was one of the botany teachers.
Oh.
But she was really nice. Professor Wendt also was very interesting. They had good faculty members that were really interesting.
That's awesome. Did you ever have a favorite spot on campus? I know you mentioned that you were commuting, but when you were like around the area?
Well, I was, of course, very used to the library, but any place that was wooded or had gardens, places to walk around, I'm a real walker and I enjoy being in natural settings. And there were quite a few of them then. Some
That's
more
awesome.
buildings have gone up, but I think they've still maintained the campus natural facade and beauty quite well.
Right. And then have you visited the campus anytime lately?
Oh, a couple of years ago, I was on campus. I gave a talk and such. I will, after I retire, I'll be doing some more with Fisher and finding out ways that I can help.
Awesome.
Not
So,
quite there yet.
so if you try to think about the last time you were on campus along with the first time, like you were really on campus, if you had to describe Fisher in like 3 words, both then and now, would be like any different words you would choose, or?
Well, you know, anybody that knows me would tell you there is no way that I can say anything in 3 words. It just doesn't happen. I'm very impressed with what Fisher has done in building the nursing program and the pharmacy program. Neither of existed back in the day. That is something that is relatively new for the span of the institution. It is so worthwhile. It is so useful for the students, for the communities. I'm also very impressed how Fisher has grown an interest and real service for first generation students, students who are the first ones of their family ever to go to college. And I am very impressed with that as well.
That's great. All right. Well, we've finally reached our last question of the day, and I cannot thank you enough for being here and sharing your experience at Fisher with me. So to wrap things up, I'd just like to know if you have any advice for me as I begin my own journey at Fisher.
Yes, for you and for any students who happen to listen to this. I've been a faculty member at Cornell for 40 some years, and I've interacted with many, many undergraduates because I would teach at the lowest level of undergraduate courses. It's wonderful to be actually really involved with the undergraduate students. And I'll tell you what I always tell the undergraduate students. You're going to college. This is a great opportunity for you. Now, to use the opportunity, you have to be open to it. Really keep an open mind. Now, some students will come and they will know what they want to do. And in some cases, it's true. They join a program, they will graduate and work in that field. For other students, it is not true. They will come in with an idea of what they want to do, which they think is right. And then they will soon find that there are other things that are more interesting, or they weren't as interested in that as they thought. Or they come in not really knowing at all and maybe feeling bad that everybody else knows what they want to do and they don't. It's nonsense. In the first years of college, you're learning so much about yourself, your interests, you're discovering things that you never knew existed. And so you may choose to change your major, and it's okay. It's actually growth if you need to do that or want to do that. Be open to your opportunities. They will come. You just have to be open to see them and recognize them. The second thing I'd say is there are 2 ways to make college education easier, less stressful. One way is to keep ahead of the work, never catch up. There is this idea, this concept that the education faculty would call pre-learning. It means read ahead of your assignments, ahead of where the lectures are. It familiarizes you with the vocabulary. Any new vocabulary coming up, the lectures will make more sense and you will learn with less studying. Win-win.
Okay.
The second is use of TA and office hours. Some people think the only reason to go to an office hour TA is because you're having problems. Wrong. That is a use, definitely do it. But what you could do is if something interests you, ask the TA or ask in an office hour. Not one that's right before a test because they'll be too busy, but ask in an office hour. I'm interested in this. What more can I read about this? Or where does this go from here? Because they're only teaching a little bit in this course. Where does this go from here? That's how you will find some of these new areas you might be interested in. That's how you also develop a relationship with faculty who could then tell you about where you might go or what sort of careers you might choose.
Right.
Faculty members love it when people come, even if they don't have problems. So, they're not there, to be stirred or whatever. Just take your opportunities to talk to people, talk to upperclassmen. Definitely.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, I don't think so. Just do enjoy yourself. This is your opportunity to really grow and expand. Don't worry too much. And if you find you're worrying, talk to somebody. There'll always be a door or at least a window open.
All right. Well, I think that concludes everything. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.